How many markets do we have in this world? I repeat, how many markets do we have in this world? Sorry? So what are they, please? Okay. Yeah, you have a point, but that is not it. How many markets do we have in this world? When I say market, I'm not talking about Wuse markets. Okay? So, how many markets do we have in this world? Okay, let me explain it a little. Maybe the question will be clearer. All the products and services that are in existence, how many places can you categorize them into? Two. What are they, please? Okay.
Retail market.
Sorry?
The retail market.
Retail market, Okay. In this world, no matter what you are selling in this world, there are only 3 markets. It doesn't matter what you sell, there are only 3 markets in this world. Everything, products, services, in the oil and gas industry, every part, no matter what you are selling, everything can be categorized into 3 markets. So let me first of all finish with that before I come to the triangle. Okay? The first market is known as the wealth market. The wealth market. What that means is that the things you buy because you want to become wealthy, or the services you engage in just to make money, they all fall under the wealth market. So what is that thing that you are selling, that the reason why you are selling it is to make money, or the reason why I am buying it is to make money? All of that fall under the wealth market. Are we together? Now the next market is known as the health market. When you buy things because you are buying it because you want to look healthier, you want to become healthy than the way you used to be, or you just want to keep your health steady. Those things you buy to become healthy, those things you do to become healthy, they are all under the health market. So, the next is known as the relationship market. Those things you do to keep your relationship. And when I say relationship, I'm not only referring to relationship about love. Okay? Relationship of business. Those things you do so you can keep your relationship. Okay? Or to build, either to build new relationship or to maintain and keep the existing relationship, they are known as, they fall under the relationship market. Please, I want you to take very serious note, because this will help you to understand the next thing I'm going to explain. Now, where does real estate fall? Are you sure? Wealth and relationship. Okay, so do you buy real estate to build relationship? How? Please explain. Yes, the primary market for real estate is wealth. That's the primary market of real estate. Though there are secondary market, but the primary market of real estate is wealth. Now, do you even believe what I just said, that everything can be categorized into 3 markets? Are you sure? Okay, if everything can be categorized into 3 markets, does razor blade or shaving stick fall?
L.
Are you sure? Do you shave to become healthy?
Yes.
You become clean. Are you sure? Do you shave to become healthy or to what exactly? Why do you shave? To look good. You shave to look good. If you're not, even if your beards can get to this floor, but they are clean, right? You won't fall sick. The only reason why you will fall sick because of plenty beard is because they are not clean. So, razor blade or shaving stick does not give you health. He said you shave to look clean. And why do you want to look clean? You want to look good. Why do you want to look good? So as to be attractive to people. And attraction, what does it call? Relationship. That is the market. So these are things you need to understand. So, razor blade or shaving stick fall here. Now let me give you an example. How many of you have seen Gillette adverts or some of these shaving stick adverts before? Okay? Most of the time, the storyline is a guy goes to a bar, tries to strike a lady because he's looking unkempt. The lady turns him down. Then he goes back, somebody hands him a shaving stick. He come back looking clean and is able to get the ladies. That's not what they normally use for the advert. Because they know they are in the relationship market. Because the market you are in will also determine how you do your marketing. These are things you need to understand. So, while you are done, real estate is one market that there's what we call in business, there's what we call business model innovation. Business model innovation is when you stay in you are existing in a particular market, but you are using the principle of another market. Now, for example, okay, let me ask this question. McDonald's, right? What are they selling?
Burger.
It will shock you. McDonald's is not a restaurant. It is a real estate company that is selling burger on their real estate platform. And that is why if you are to buy their franchise, they always try to own the property where you exist. You that buy the franchise become their tenants. It's a business model innovation. Now, another example. What would you categorize Seaway? Where would you categorize Seaway? What kind of company is Seaway Water? No, leave this one aside. What kind of industry, what industry would you categorize Seaway?
Welfare.
Food and beverage? Or where industry now?
Food and beverage.
Huh? They are in the food industry. Okay, let me tell you something. The strength of Seaway is not because their waters are better. Neither is it because their products are better. The strength is in the logistic. They invest. The logistic is the business itself. Take away the logistic, the business closes tomorrow. Their ability to distribute their water everywhere is the strength of Seaway. So these are things you can actually, there's companies like the time when Landway was starting. For those of you who know Lagos very well, you might know Landway Real Estate Company. Because we were both consulting for P1 before he started his real estate brand. He was a trainer and brand consultant for P1 before he decided to build his own real estate company. Now, one of the things we decided when we were planning that brand, one of the things we talked about is what industry can we exist in? Now, what you see, Landway is a tech company that is selling property. That is how we built the brand. The brand is built on technology. That is why they were able to win the market. While P1 was 10 years, Landway was around 5 years. A brand that was 2 times older than or younger
was able to compete with them favorably and even dominate the markets at some point. Why? Because while P1 was busy sharing flyer, Landway was already doing other things like they were the first to introduce using video commercial for real estate advertisement. They employed a presenter. The entire Landway digital team is more than the entire staff in some, only the digital team in Landway is more than the entire staff in some company. They invested so much in digitization, okay? Why? Because that they wanted to exist as a digital firm that is selling real estate. For those of you who know P1 is not a real estate company. P1 is a, what do you call it? A network marketing company that is selling real estate. Take away the network, the business closes tomorrow. These are the things you need to understand. While you are busy competing with them from the angle of real estate, the strength is in the network. Until you are able to match them in the area of their network, you might not be able to defeat them. Or you decide to create, instead of competing with them from their area of strength, compete with them from their area of weakness. That is how you do the business. Like, I remember when I did consultation for your brand here, also in Asaba. When I asked the director, who is your competitor in Asaba? They mentioned P1 like 4 times. I smiled. I now asked the question, are you a network marketing company? He said, your competitor too. Say no. Is Tianchi your competitor? He said no. Is Longreach your competitor? He said no. Then how come P1 is your competitor? Now the strength of the network, the money that comes into that brand, at least 45% to 60-something% of the money is spent on the network to service the network. And that is affecting them in the area of product delivery. So if you want to beat the brand, what you need to do is to strengthen your product delivery. And you're able to beat the brand. So you need to understand your area of strength. What market are you really competing in? If everybody is not selling, you cannot compete with everybody from the angle of real estate. Some, their strength is not real estate. What is fueling the business is not real estate. The network. That is why when, what's their name? Reagan made an announcement in Lagos that there should be, commission should be unified. I don't know if that will also apply to Abuja. Commission should be unified, which means everybody must pay the same amount of commission or real estate company. People refuse. Because they know if they do that, the network is no more relevant. Okay? Now, but we're not here to talk about people, so let's go back to what we are. So the point I am making is, which of these markets would you exist in? Now, real estate can be sold from here too. Let me give you an example. Some years back, I think that was like 4 or 5 years already. After having a program, I was invited to Rave TV to do a presentation, and after the program, a lady called that, I like what you presented. I've just been employed as a marketing manager, or I just got promoted to the marketing manager position in my company. And the challenge is that where our properties are located are not viable like others. Every other person we are competing with have their property in Ibejuleki and the likes. But all our properties are in Ikorodu. And so people must have finished buying those properties before they will consider our own. Then I asked her, well, we decided to have a meeting. I asked her a simple question. What is selling in Ibejuleki? She said, there you have a lot of landmark. There is Dangote refinery there. There is deep sea port there. So there are a lot of things that will sell the properties. But in Ikorodu, where we have our properties, there's no significant thing I can mention. It's okay, fine. Now, you don't sell your product only based on what they have. You sometimes sell it based on what it doesn't have. Now, I said, okay, now what was where were you working before you joined? He said, I'm a primary health physician, I'm a primary expert, but you know how Nigeria did you can become you can reach medicine in school and be selling with one in the market. So I found myself in this role, and I really want to excel. Okay, fine. Thank God you're a health physician. Now let's take it backward. What are the disadvantages of living around all of those landmarks you just mentioned in English? She said, there is none, no, all of them are good. I said, check what? Now, do we have refineries in other places? She said, yes. Now go to Port Harcourt. I know Port Harcourt very well. I grew up in Port Harcourt from my secondary down to university level. My first degree was in Port Harcourt. It's okay, go to Port Harcourt. Go to the refinery area. Ask questions about what is happening in that place. Black suits is the health challenge they have there. Now do a documentary about that, the health hazard of living around an area that is polluted with black soot. Make that documentary, keep it. Then another thing you have there is the airport. What are the disadvantages of living around the airport? Noise pollution, vibration, and sometimes you can't even build. If like someone like me, my dream is to build a high rise. So I can't live in that place because I won't be allowed to build the kind of top story building that I want. She went to different airports, she made a documentary. Then the seaport. Do we have seaports, other seaports in Lagos already? Yes, the Apapa Wharf. Now when you go to Apapa, one of the major things you will experience is traffic gridlock. So you will suffer in traffic. Okay? And as much as I know Apapa even have better road and more road as compared to Ibejuleki. So if they are experiencing that, and Ibejuleki that just have one straight road, that means the traffic situation will be more. Now, Dangote Refinery is there. All of the amenities are going to be using one road. Now, she did this documentary, then that is what we use for our advertisement. The advice is from the health point of view. Don't buy property because you want to live in Ibejuleki. Rather, buy for commercial purpose. But the best place to live is in Ikorodu. Now, when you live in Ikorodu, you can easily, when the Fourth Mainland Bridge, which has already been proposed to be built, when the Fourth Mainland Bridge is built, you can easily travel from Ikorodu down to Ibejuleki, do your business, and go back to your house. So you can't stay in your place of work, health concern. In your place of where you live, health concern, at least -1. That is the marketing message. And we did this consistently, and within a short period, all the properties she was concerned about were sold out. So, it is not about what you have alone. You can also look at it from a disadvantage point of view. Your disadvantage, you can actually turn it into an advantage for yourself. It depends on the market you choose to operate. At that point, the woman was operating in the health market, though selling real estate. So she's not marketing the product so that you can buy it and make money. She's marketing the product so that you can buy it and preserve your health. So, what markets are you choosing to exist in? Now, but this is not even the end. You can't even directly exist here because you don't have money enough to exist here. This market is too big. Either of this market is too big. Now, let me show you. The reason why your marketing message are not effective because you are using one message to talk to 5,000, 1 million, 10 billion people, or 100 million people. Your message cannot be effective that way. So you need to dilute the message, the market down. So in the health market, for example, or let me say the wealth market, even me who run a software company or run a digital advertisement agency, I also live here. Okay? You the realtor, you live here. You sell real estate to make money. You live here. Okay? So now, for example, the person that wants to buy real estate to make wealth. Now, real estate is not the only vehicle to build wealth. Right? So, when you are talking about your competitor, some of you only focus on other real estate company. Your competitor is not only real estate company. Your competitor is
industry, services, or products that when somebody is thinking of making money, they would rather put the money in that place. Any alternative to real estate is a competitor. So you need to understand this. So everybody, sometimes even the people in your industry are not your competitors. Some of them are supposed to be your collaborators. So the reason why you are always struggling is because instead of seeing someone that you partner with, you are seeing him as a competitor. Until developers start collaborating, there's some level of development we cannot achieve in this country. Developers must learn to collaborate. Provide the land, I provide the infrastructure. Provide the land, I provide the construction work. Let's collaborate based on our area of strength. Some people, I know a real estate company that is focused on, he buys land and sells to other real estate company. He has mastered the art of property and land acquisition. In the real estate value chain, what have you mastered? Even as a realtor, in the real estate system, which one have you mastered? Are you more for residential or are you more for commercial? Or are you going to master the stage of emerging market? So, like P1 exists more in the emerging market. When, at some point in Lagos, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, P1 was leading the real estate market in Lagos, especially anything from Ibejileki, Ajah to Ibejileki. They were the leading real estate market. But as the market got to the growth stage, they lost the market. Other industry, other people took over. That is when Landway took over the market. That is when the likes of Veritas came in. That is when the likes of Xylox came into the market. So you need to, they know. So immediately the market, they see that an area is going to develop very soon. They move to that area, they buy property everywhere, they sell everywhere. Immediately when the market is beginning to look, the competition is beginning to look too high, they would have made so much money, they shift to another place. Because they are not really after development that much. They are focused on selling the land. So when land prices are beginning to look like becoming too expensive, they move. So they master the market at the emerging level. So even as a realtor, you can say, okay, I'm only going to be focusing on estates that are still coming up. Because it's not by selling the most expensive one. Okay? Some places some people will sell one single one that is expensive. Some will sell quantity, large quantity, and still make that same sales number of sale or the amount. So it depends on what you're looking for. Are we together? Is it clear? Alright, so now let's break it down. Here, we still have marketing here. Marketing can be here. And even under marketing, there is digital marketing. There is affiliate marketing and so on. Here, you have real estate. And under real estate, there is commercial. There is residential, okay? And even under those commercials and residential, there is sales of land. There is, what do you call it? Rental properties. So it depends on what you are looking for. Okay? These people that own this place are into real estate. Okay? So, there are real estate companies. There is hospitality real estate. There are some places you go to, like I was using Asaba as a case study. Asaba, with all the population, with the rate at which that place is rising, one ShopRite, one Miriam Babangida Park, one cinema. Okay, they had two before, one bond. So they now have only one. So, now, during festive period, you see ShopRite locking their gates. The crowd is too much. They lock their gates to prevent people start destroying things, to prevent stampede. It's not because ShopRite is special, it's because that is the only available option. Okay? Now, some people are in that same Asaba. They are looking for how to go to another place. They are not seeing the opportunity in those hospitality business. People are looking for most of the business, a lot of businesses in Onitsha, now looking for warehouses nearby and not in Onitsha anymore. They are not seeing the people, those who are doing real estate business are not seeing those ones. People, Those that have foresight are already building markets. Just we have major markets in Onitsha. Very soon we'll have major markets in Asaba. Some developers are not seeing those opportunities. They are busy looking for Abuja, a market that is already well established. Standard has been created. So it is more difficult to break into the Abuja market than it will take you to consolidate on a place like Asaba. So it depends on your financial level to decide which market should I go into. Okay? So, which market? How will you sell real estate this year? Valentine is coming already. Okay? You sell real estate from the place of relationship. If don't buy me flower, buy me a plot of land. That is selling real estate from the point of relationship. Now, how prepared are you, or will you wait when every other person has started bringing out flyer? What is your plan? The companies will consult for the plan, the marketing strategy documents. We look at all the holidays in the calendar for the year, all the international days in the calendar. Every possible observable day is looked at. International Women's Day, how do you do it? International Women's Day, one day presentation on International Women's Day. One of my clients then sold 85 plots in one day doing what do you call Instagram Live. What did she do? All we needed to do is to tell women to own property. She organized a women empowerment program. That is all she organized, women empowerment program. And after somebody has spoken to them about the need to invest in property, even as a woman, you need to own property, and so on. And she introduced a property that is so affordable. While in that Zoom section, if I'll be the Instagram Live, if you are ready to buy right now, make deposit. She even reduced the initial deposit down. And within an hour, she was able to, in fact, let me not say an hour, 30 minutes, 85 people have subscribed. So this year, if you want to sell well, you need to look at where possible to sell. The thing is not because you are not marketing, you are not talking to the right people, and you are not talking to enough people. I mean, like the former speaker, my boss that just dropped the mic, asks, it's not about who you know, it's about who know you. Who know you? You are living in Abuja. As a lady, do you have access to the commissioner or the minister for women affairs? You don't know. She doesn't know you. Does her secretary know you? She doesn't know you. As a real estate company, the thing about marketing is that you use the conversation in people's head to sell. That is what marketing is about. You don't create new conversation. You think of the conversation that is already in existence. Even within the few days I've stayed, I've seen some signboard, equality and all of that, right? Okay, equality should also exist in investments, not only in house matters. Okay? So, create campaign to promote, collaborate with women organizations and promote equality in investments. Are we together? So, this is just one aspect. So now let me go back to, any question on this before I proceed, please? Any question here? All right. Now back to the triangle. We are going to be running ads, right? We are going to be running ads. So the question is, what is the formula for getting good results through advertisements? That is what I want to give you. Markets, message, media. This is the formula. I think the black one of this, hello? The black one of this should be somewhere in that table, I think. Thank you. Market, message, media is equal to successful marketing or advertisement.
I already told you about the 3 markets, right? So, the first thing you need to understand is the markets you are in existence in. When you understand the market, understanding the market means knowing the need of people in that market. Then you are able to create the right message for those people. If you don't understand their need, you can know the right message to create. Most of you are not your messages are not effective because you are not talking to anybody. You are not hitting the pain points. That is why they are not buying. You're only talking about land, house. That's the only thing you are talking about. You are not talking about the pain points. People buy to solve their pain. Okay? People are either buying to run away from a problem or they are buying to run towards success. Not everybody buys to run towards success. Some buy to run away from poverty, while others buy to run towards success. Towards creating wealth. That's how some people buy. Example, what do I mean? For somebody who is already obese, and the doctor tells you you need to trim that, you need to go on the gym, right? So that you can shed some weight, else it could lead to some complication. Now you see that person going to the gym. The person is not gymming because he likes gym. The person is gymming because he don't want to die. The fear of dying is the reason why he or she is going to the gym. Now there is another person, another lady that said, I want to become a model. I want to look fit. I want to look as a model. I want to look more attractive. That is the reason why she goes to the gym. She's already slim. Sometimes when you go to the gym, you wonder, what did this one the gym for? You want to disappear, right? That is what people tell them. The reason is not because they are running away from it, they are running towards pleasure. The pleasure of looking good, of somebody looking at you, this lady is beautiful. That compliment is what she's running towards. She will enjoy the compliment. There are places she'll be able to enter. All eyes will turn towards her. That is what she is marketing. So, the message I will use for these 2 persons is not going to be the same. So, what market are you existing in? If you use the same message, but most of you, number 1, the message is not even for everybody. You are only talking about the product. Okay? You're only talking about the product. But the right thing to do first is to address either the fear of dying or address the benefits of that pleasure. If you address it, then, okay, let me say something. Hello, please stand. I wasn't calling any one of you. Huh? I just say, hello, you, stand. You, is your name you? It could either be that you will not, nobody will stand, or everybody would stand. Please, you can sit down. Okay? Now, but if I say, hey, you from Danga home, stand, you know that you are the one I'm talking to. You are not mentioning the people in your advert. That's why they are not buying. You are not calling them. You are running an advert. You are targeting 1 million person. Out of that 1 million people that will see the ad, who are you really talking to? You are running ad and you are targeting Nigerians in the diaspora. In the diaspora, let's say you are targeting US. In the US, there is Nigerian citizen there. In the US, there is the US citizen there. In the US, there are other citizens from other countries, right? So you run your adverts. You just talk about the property. Who is it for? The only thing you talked about is about the property. There's nothing telling you that as a Nigerian that live overseas, it is time to start investing back home. You didn't talk about that. Donald Trump is deporting people. You don't know that is a marketing message. So there are things you can use for your marketing and your message will be effective. Okay? So, I repeat again, your message. The reason some of you have attended digital training several times, especially some real estate companies always organize digital trainings in their offices. And at the end, after you attend, you still remain the same. Your life never changed. The reason is because they are only teaching you media. They don't teach you this and this. That is the missing link. If you understand, for your digital marketing to be effective, You need to understand this, you need to understand this, and you need to, before you even talk about this. If you only understand the media, they teach you Facebook advert. Anybody can do Facebook advert. Okay? There are some of you here, you might even have more followers than I do. But I can say that if I post something for sale, I will make more sales with my few persons than you that has many followers. So it's not about a crowd. It's not a popularity contest. So these are the things you need to understand. What is the market? What is the message? And before you now choose the right platform. If you understand the market, you will not even use Facebook ad. Some of you will not use Facebook ad. Because the truth is that Facebook ad is not the first platform or the best platform for real estate ad. Facebook and Instagram is not the best platform for real estate ad. The best platform for real estate ad is the two biggest search engines on the planet, which is Google and YouTube. Those are the platforms for running ad. Real estate ad. Those are the best platform for real estate ad. That is where you find people who are ready to buy because they are looking for you. That is where you can find them. Not somebody that was just passing by. He was just scrolling past. He just seen one fine girl doing a presentation. He said, let me fill this form. Maybe if I fill this form, the person that will call me is the fine girl on this video. You are wondering why when they fill the form, a man is talking, the first thing they are responding is baby. You are selling house, the person is talking about baby, you are beautiful. So, the reason is because you are just parked just the way everybody stood up. Your marketing message is not directed to any particular person. So everybody stands up. Okay? So these are things you need to understand. If you can get this right, then you now choose what platform can I use to get people. When people want to buy my kind of product or services, where do they go to? That is where you look at. On the digital space, if people want to buy house, I want to buy this screen, I don't know where to buy it. I'll go and search it on Google. Before I start searching is because I was actually thinking of buying. I was, okay, I want to buy property this year. Let me start making research. Who is selling? Now let me ask the question. Who is visible online here? Let me see your hand up. I am visible online. Let me see your hand up. I am visible online. Huh? No, yes, on the internet. If I search for you, will I find you? That's what I mean by I am visible online. If I search for you, will I find you? Let me see the hands again. Don't be scared. If I search for you, will I find you? If you are sure of that, raise up your hand. Now, if I search for you online, especially Google or YouTube, will I find you? Now, for those who say I should find you, what will I type to find you? Huh? Your name, Abby? How many people know your name? That is the problem. People who wants to buy don't search for the name because most of them don't know you. For somebody to search for your name, it means they already know you. That is what's called navigational search. Okay? I want to go to Wetland Hotel. I don't know their website. Or I just go and type the name. Google will now bring out a link to that name or their website. That is navigational because I already know the name. But if I don't know the name, what I am looking for is what I'm going to search. Hotels in Abuja. That's what I'm going to search for. If I am the price-focused one, I will say affordable hotels in Abuja. If I have an area in mind that I would like to stay, let's say, what do you call this area again?
area, that is where I want to live. I will not just say Abuja, rather I will even mention Uye. Now the question is, if I search for the properties in the location, if I say land for sale, where do you have property? Kiami. If I search for land for sale in Kiami, will your product come out? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Oh yeah, let's do it. These are the things you need to know. So you are not optimizing for your name alone. Okay? You need to optimize for your products and your services. What do people search for when they need your kind of service? That's what it should be done. Your name doesn't mean anything. Are we together? Like somebody told me of recent, somebody was, I don't even know what to say. I think that was not even the first time someone has reported into me. He has been impersonating me. And he came for my training once. Then we used to share my hoodie. So we gave hoodie to everybody who attended the training. He went, used the hoodie, snap pictures, and rebrand his page as Techboss. So I reached out, somebody reported, so we decided to reach out to him. He said, I am even popular than you, that is the Techboss. That people, he started bringing out search. I asked him, when people need my service, they don't search for the Techboss. Right? They search for the services I offer. So that is why I am more important by the service. Now search for the service, whether you find yourself there. Okay? So the point I am making is, understand the market you are existing in. And for the developers among us, please don't be everywhere. Be more focused. Niche-based marketing or niche-based businesses sell better. That are developers. The estate is for kids, so you are buying for your children. So when you have that in mind, you know where to go to find them. For those of you who know Lagos companies, you know Gracious. One of the things that made Gracious to blow was when they launched their kids-based estate scheme. It sold like wildfire. So while you are busy in marketing for everybody needs real estate. Yes, we agree, everybody needs real estate. But the truth is that niche it down. Have you built estates that is for, we have, what do you call, most of the government parastatals in Abuja. Have you built something for the cabinet estate? And you are targeting those in the House of Assembly and those in the Senate House. Have you built something for them? Have you developed an estate and it's for those in the medical field? For the military. I worked with a real estate company in Port Harcourt some years back to develop a product for the military. And all we do is we go to Bori Camp, Air Force, to do our presentation. Because it's targeted. Some of the streets are named after some past head of military and all of that. And people, they feel connected. How do your customers feel connected to your product? When they feel, build product that people are proud of to be part of it. Those of you who use iPhone, you are proud of using iPhone. You act like Deputy Jesus. For those who use iPhone, you feel like Deputy Jesus when using your iPhone. But what you don't know, so those who use Samsung, now there is a war between Samsung users and iPhone users. They always are, which one is better? Which one is better? And sometimes I look at them and laugh. Are you sure any one of them is really better? Because the last time I checked, Samsung produced the screen on iPhone. So what are you saying is better for? The screen on the current recent iPhones are produced by Samsung.
And for those of you that are developer, master your crafts very well to the point that your competitors will pay you to render service for them. Samsung have mastered there was a point Apple was focused on that Samsung is copying them. They had a court case on that Samsung was copying iPhone. After a while, Samsung withdrew. And instead of copying the software, trying to duplicate the software on iPhone, they decided to build their strength in the area of screen. So some iPhone saw that their screens are better and decided to start paying them to produce screen for them. So in the real estate system, where are you more better? Is your sales team better than any other sales team in Abuja? That your competitor will say, can we give you part of our estate so that you help us market it? Is your architectural designs better to the point that somebody will say, can you please help us design our estate? Are you better in construction? At some point, Landway was helping people to build houses because they mastered the act of building very well. So the real estate value chain, where have you mastered? Tomorrow, when we start looking at strategy, one of the things we'll look at in detail is strategy. Whether you are a developer or a realtor, we'll really look at strategy. We'll dissect the value chain of real estate and things so you can focus on where should I build my strengths. Even as a realtor, realtors in Lagos have started building houses, so in case you don't know. The people that are buying land from you, especially those ones that are not available in the city, they want to trust you with the development process. Have you started preparing yourself for that? Or you are still doing, don't buy land and wait? People have moved past that place. So where are you currently? The money is not only when you sell. Some people will say, help me fence my land. Do you even know how much it costs to fence land as a realtor? Some people are doing architectural designs for their customers. What's the process of doing building approval? Do you know? It's a value chain. It's not about it. The end product is not making the sale. Because you promise me a home. You deliver land. Land is not a home. Until I get a house standing in that place, you have not delivered. That is what you need to know. The reason until salespeople in the real estate industry, developers in the real estate industry begin to see that the promise is not the land. The promise is a developed estate. So don't feel like, I don't deliver, I don't give allocation. For those who are buying for investment purpose, the promise is appreciation. Until that land appreciates to a certain value, I'll be very proud that I bought land for 5 million and today is worth 500 million. You have not delivered. So know what you call delivery. Allocation is not the end product. Allocation is the beginning of delivery. So you need to understand this because that will influence how you do business. Are we together? All right, let me give you room for questions. So questions, please. Before we proceed, question. Other speakers are still coming there. Some of them came in this morning. So the hotel rooms were not. Now, so people run more of those ads. The person I say is, for those of you who know Lagos, you know how big BRG is. BRG has over 70,000 members. For somebody to emerge as the top-selling realtor, you know how much they must have sold. Lagos is not where you say you sell 200 million as a company. I have realtors that are selling 2, 5, 6 billion naira a year. One realtor. As of January, one of my realtors has closed 350 million. January, second or third week, she has closed that amount, 350. So, now, when you talk about whether Facebook AdWords, but the difference is this. The Facebook ad, this is where Facebook, on the funnel, I believe you know what a funnel is. Okay? Facebook ad is here. Awareness. That's where Facebook ad is. So the leads you will get leads on Facebook. You don't close lead. You don't close leads. Leads are not meant to be closed. Leads are meant to be converted to prospects. You close prospect, not lead. Who is a lead? A lead is anybody who have shown interest in the products, services, or the brand. That is a lead. So, if I show interest in what you are saying, bro, don't you like to own a private jet here? You are a lead now. You have interest in owning private jets. But that does not mean that he's qualified now. Interest is one thing, qualification is another thing. So when you generate, most of the people you see here, they will have interest, but might not be qualified. Okay? So your work is to carry out, after lead generation on Facebook and Instagram, your work is to carry out what we call lead scoring. And lead scoring process is where you try to identify which of them is qualified. Like somebody was saying yesterday that they are bookie brothers. Normally contact them when they run the ad. Now, that happens. But if you are running the ad, you have more Aboki brothers as compared to the ready-to-buy customers. If you are having more of Aboki brothers, then I can say that you don't know how to run ad. But if you have more of people who are qualified, who are not your Aboki brothers, then you can say that, yes, you know how to run ad. Because no matter your expertise, you will find the Aboki brothers. Aboki brothers are also found outside the country. Target Brazil. They will call you on video call when they don't want to buy anything. So it's not having people who will just fill form. It's not only found in Nigeria here. It's not a Nigerian trait. It's everywhere. What my company is known for in Lagos is that we run some of the best diaspora ad. We generate diaspora lead, but among that 1,000 diaspora lead we will generate for you, you go see like 100 Aboki brothers in the UK. So that is what you need to know. So among that 1,000 lead, who is ready to buy now? You scale it. Among that 1,000 lead, who is qualified? Because first you look for who is qualified. Inside the qualified one, who is ready right now? You focus on how to close that one. The one that is qualified, but might not be ready right now, you start with lead nurturing. You begin to nurture them into becoming prospects. And how do you do lead nurturing? You send emails. Most of you don't know how to send emails. Some of you don't have email lists. You don't know how to use email marketing tool. Your WhatsApp is not where you just do broadcast alone. After you call those leads, you know the ones that are qualified. You save their number, you tell them to save your own number. So once you put your product on your status, they see it every day. You send email. You are not sending email of telling them come and buy. You are sending them email of what is happening. Property are rising in prices. Now there is a new road in this place. Now the government is saying they are doing a new airport in this place. Now this one is happening. Now this one is happening. Now the government is, your governor, if I'm to call it that way, or your minister, has reintroduced or brought back land use, ground rent. How many of you have created content about ground rent? While you are busy telling people, come buy land with C of O, buy land with R of O, in case you don't know, you are supposed to be paying rent on every land that has either C of O, R of O, or governor's consent. So, while you are busy preaching land banking, they are banking and they are accruing money that they debt with the government. The day government come, two things, you either pay up or they collect the land back. You might say wicked is wicked. It's not wicked. It's a part of the Land Use Act. He didn't write the Land Use Act. It's there. Now the government is looking for every way to generate money. So they are now looking for all the possible ways they are supposed to collect money from you. So it has been there.
So that your client that bought land from you 10 years ago and the land has CFO. As the land is appreciating, so is his debt. So you better tell him to pay up before they come and collect it from him. Okay? So now moving on. After awareness, you have the consideration